Here's the old door handle, shattered into pieces. I don't have the door panel back on yet, but new door handle's on. Let's see if it works. Yay! Alright, fixed. Put the door panel back on. Ta-da, finished product. That's it, boom done. Gotta put this little guy on. And we now have a fully functioning door handle. Which now begs the question, can we lock the doors on this thing? Let's find out. Let's unlock. I think we can. Yep. Alright. Door locks now work. So that's good. Can't open the trunk, so now it's unlocked. Trunk works. Doors unlock. For some reason I can't lock them from here. I guess this thing needs WD-40 or something. But maybe I can. So it's locked from the trunk. Maybe I can unlock it from the door. It's a big negative. Locks and unlocking has to be done from the trunk. At least it works now. At least I can actually lock this thing. Alrighty then. Boom done. On to the next project. Valve cover removed. We got the valve cover gasket off. We got those two little bung holes visible. Still got to pry the two out on that side. Got the replacement bung dealios. Aftermarket. They don't see BMW anywhere on them. The original one here does. If it'll focus, which it won't. But, you know, whatever. There it is. So I'm guessing these are factory. Pretty hard, like plastic. These new ones are pretty hard too, but maybe slightly more flexible. Anyway, so I'm going to put the two new ones there and there. Pull those two out, put the new ones there and there. And then comes the fun part of adjusting the valves. So I got the spark plugs out, so it'll be easier to turn the engine. So I'll just get under there, crank it. And I don't remember the firing order, but it's in that manual somewhere, so I'll know it. I think it's like 1.5 something, something, something. But anyway, so what we'll have to do is get our feeler gauges, which I put somewhere. Here we go. Got the bent feeler gauges. I believe it's 0.0120 for the 6-cylinder. I'll have to check the book again, but what we're going to do is loosen this dude and then adjust the eccentric and then tighten that back down. We'll do that for the intake and exhaust on 1, and then 5, and then whatever the order is from there, which I'll know shortly. So the only other tip I got on this, since I can't really film and do this at the same time since I'm by myself, is it is a 6-cylinder engine. So for every 1 rotation of the crank, you'll do, you know, a half a rotation of the cam. So 6-cylinder, we have to rotate it, the crankshaft twice, and every 120 degrees or 1/3 of a turn, you will be at top dead center on whichever valve's in order. So top dead center, cylinder 1, I'm going to rotate it 1/3, 120 degrees, and then it'll be cylinder 5, so on and so forth in that manner until I get them all. And then once that's done, put the new valve cover on, or valve cover gasket, valve cover back on, and then we shouldn't have that sewing machine noise anymore. It should sound much quieter and hopefully run better and hopefully not leak oil anymore from valve cover. And then after that, we just got that pesky nonsense below to deal with. Alright, almost done. Coincidentally enough, the only one that was out of adjustment so far is cylinder 2. The firing order goes 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 4. Just finished 2. 2 is the only valves that were out of adjustment so far. The exhaust side was too tight, so I had to loosen it up a little. And then the intake side, the exhaust side was too loose. I had to tighten it up, and the intake side was too. Did I say that right? Yeah. It was too tight on the intake side. Had to loosen it a little bit. So the only one left, cylinder 4. Once I get that done, we're ready to button this thing up. Another interesting thing is, so I got those 2 guys in, the new ones. Those little plug dealios that go on the cam, or the rocker arm, whatever. So these fit fine on this side, but on this side they stick up too much. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think what's going to have to happen is, I think as they get down towards the bottom, they get squished between the rocker arm and the head. So I think what I'm going to have done is somebody's going to have to rotate this engine while I push down on these dealios to get them flush. But we'll burn that bridge when we get there. Right now we just got one more valve to adjust or not adjust, cylinder 4, and then we can hopefully get this fucker put back together today. Alright, boom, done. Valve, or correction, cylinder 4 did need adjustment also. Loose on the intake and exhaust side. And the clearance is supposed to be 0.012 inches for the V6. I believe it's 0.010 for the 4-cylinder. V6, 0.012 inches, thousandths of an inch between the eccentric and the valve. And we are in full adjustment, cylinders 1 through 6. Now I just got to get those stupid things down, get the valve cover gasket on, and get the valve cover back on. And then start it and see if we got rid of our BMW sewing machine or not. Alright, car's back together again. Still have the sewing machine sound, so valve adjustment really didn't do much. But, you know, it's done at least. The coolant level seems to be slowly disappearing. I guess he's going to have to keep an eye on it. Must have a small, minute leak somewhere that I can't really see. Maybe this hose replaced all the other ones, I don't know. So, still have a not so clean engine. Very dirty. Might be able to try brake clean after I turn this off and all that grime is warmed up. Hard to see up under all this, but that's still leaking, so that part's on order. When it comes in, we can fix that at least. And then it's unknown if we have a valve cover leak anymore, because this is all still incredibly dirty up there. I'll have to clean all that up and then see if any more oil makes its way down here. It's really going to be the only way to tell if the valve cover leaks anymore or not. I torqued it to spec and everything, but you know, that doesn't mean anything. It could still leak. I don't know. So it runs. It does not run any better than it did before the valve cover gasket replacement and the valve adjustment. It runs just the same, maybe better, maybe slightly worse. I'd say it's a pretty minimal margin, but it does run. I don't see any coolant leaks from the water pump or anywhere else. So I don't know. I guess that's it for the day. Not really much else I can do. Gotta wait for the other parts to come in. That thing and then the dealio down under the car. Oil sending in it. This is the way I can see the valve cover better. Make sure I don't have any leaks. It's just, you know, you can't really see. I can't see anything anymore. Now, I fix the leak. Still leaking. Who knows? Hard to say. But we're almost done with it. I cleaned the plugs, but it still doesn't seem to run any better. I mean, see, it's still like there's that slight bit of hesitation when you first rev it. And we still blow smoke out the exhaust. It's probably running rich still, maybe, but this almost looks like oil once you get all the black carbon crap out. So I almost think the plugs are maybe oil fouling. Yeah, so at this point, it's either the rings, but I did a compression test and those seem fine. So it's probably the valve guide seals is what is allowing the engine to burn oil. Because this car was sat for so long, those seals in the valve guide seals probably dried up, and so now that's just the way it's going to be. So I don't know, as long as you check the oil level, I guess shouldn't have any problems, other than, you know, blow smoke out your exhaust every time you accelerate. But, you know, whatever. I had that problem with a Dodge Shadow and I drove it for years like that. So you know, whatever, just change your plugs more frequently, I guess. See, look at that, oil. But it still stays running. It hasn't died on me. And if I shift gears, it still stays running. Not the healthiest running, but I don't see it stalling out and dying on me. So, see, there's just a little bit of hesitation. It's just like a split second of hesitation. But I would feel confident driving it at this point and it not stalling out on me. So, alright. We'll pick this up whenever I get the new oil in and replace all that other stuff and then call it a boom done. 1 can of brake parts cleaner later. Look how much cleaner that engine is. Bling. Look at that. Now, if we leak out of the valve cover, we should know about it, because we should see it. So, keep an eye on that, and see what comes of it. It took a whole can of brake parts cleaner to get this clean, and a half a can of degreaser. But, now it's not a big, nasty, oily, freaking mess. I did the top too. Ugh. So we did do the valve cover. That was all black. Now that part's shinier than the rest of it. Well, whatever. I tried to get it down there. We'll see if it performs. If not, then I'd say that's a mission accomplished. Not leaking.